Happy Friday, or Friday, I like to call it. So last week in Minnesota, we had a little bit of frost. Today, this week, it's like 100 degrees. So welcome to Minnesota, where the weather never knows what it wants to do. I think I literally looked and it's 94 out. But, random fact, one thing I have noticed is since losing like 87 pounds, I don't get as hot. I'm not like overheated where I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm sweating, I can't stand this. So that's kind of a win-win, which is really nice to notice about myself, because I used to always say, oh, I'm always hot and sweaty. Not anymore. Now I'm like, oh, I'm pretty comfortable, a little bit of sweat here and there, but not too much. So it's not too bad now. But what is the temperature where you are? Is it hot this week where you are? We are trying a new format of video also. I thought it's easier to see everything. We're a little bit closer together. I'm just going to get the recipe page here, and then we'll get to cooking. Kelly, happy Friday. Amy, happy hello. Good to see you. I have my Instagram friends here. I have my Facebook friends here. We're all together in the kitchen again. I love it. So fun. Well, we're going to dig in. We're going to make some yummy things, and these are both some cold recipes, so it's perfect for this week of weather. One of them is actually frozen, which is really yummy. I've kind of been digging these lately, so I've made a couple different kinds. Janice, heat warming here in Calgary, Canada. Woo, yes, girl, it is hot here too, so stay in the shade, get lots of water. Yes, it's okay. We'll just sweat it out together. Canadian friends, Minnesota friends, we're right next to each other. It's just a little heat. It is supposed to cool off later. We're going to get through this, I promise. Well, we are going to start with let's start with the strawberry shortcake overnight oats. So these are really fun. I kind of Googled because I'm like, I have some steel cut oats, but I don't want to be cooking them all day. These are really easy because these work perfect for overnight oats, because when they soak overnight, then they're soft enough. And it's almost better if you almost soak them like 2 days. So you can make this, batch cook this, and then wait like 2 days because they get even softer. But if you like a little bit of a little chew to your food, the one-time overnight is perfect. So like 10 hours to at least overnight. Janice, hi, so happy to be here, so happy you're here. All right, we're going to dig in, so we're going to get a bowl. Now, this is going to be like a shortcake overnight oats, so it's going to have like a little bit of a cookie dough kind of thing in the center. I've been kind of digging this also. It's been really tasty. I experimented one time, and I've really liked it, so we're going to dig in. Cindy, hello, welcome, welcome. So we're going to take a bowl. We always start with a lot of bowls. I don't know. I seem to use a lot of bowls in cooking this way, but that's okay. And then I already blended up 2 cans of chickpeas. I drained it, put it in here, used my little hand Immersion Blender, and blended these up so they're nice and soft. Megan, hi from Toronto. Hello, Megan. So glad you're here today. So these are nice and soft, no big chunks. You just blend them. You could do a food processor. That's kind of easy too, especially if you're doing 2 cans. Then you can use a food processor. So I have these already done. So this is going to be like our shortcake part of the overnight oats. So we're going to zero our scale, and we're going to do 3 ounces of blended chickpeas. Patty! Hi, I'm Patty. Hi, cutie, to you too. So fun to join. So we're going to do 3 ounces blended chickpeas. And yeah, so you can just blend 3 ounces at a time, or I like to blend 2 cans at a time, and then I leave this in my fridge for when I'm going to use it again, which I use this quite often. It should last about a week in the fridge. You can tell when it's done because it'll have a funky smell. It shouldn't have a funky smell. If it's got a funky smell, it's time to throw it out and blend a new batch. So we got 3 ounces chickpeas here. Now we are going to add 2 ounces banana. This is going to sweeten it. I have some bananas that are screaming to be used before they get too mushy, but I'll probably put these in the freezer pretty soon if I don't use these all up, which usually they go pretty fast, so I usually use them all up. All right. We are making strawberry shortcake overnight oats, which is so fun, so easy, because you make it at night, then the next morning you have all of it already made. You just grab it out of the fridge, Go back in your comfy bed. I like to go back in my bed with my Bible and read my Bible in the morning while I eat. Favorite time of the day. We're going to do 2 ounces banana. I already have them kind of open. Ooh, we don't want these dangly bits. Those, I don't know. They kind of creep me out. All right, we're not at 2 ounces yet. We need a little bit more. We need 0.2 more ounces. Perfect. 2 ounces. I'm going to grab a napkin because you can't cook with smushy banana on your hands. It just doesn't work. Because then you're going to touch everything and it's going to get banana everywhere. And no thank you. I don't like to do that. All right, so we have 2 ounces banana, 3 ounces chickpeas. Now we're going to add a pinch of nutmeg. I really like nutmeg. If you don't like nutmeg, you could just do cinnamon. We're just going to do a pinch or so. I really like nutmeg. And then, of course, working with fruit, you gotta use a little bit of salt. I use like up to 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt. This is the pink Himalayan sea salt, which is my favorite. Measure this with your heart. Then we're gonna do a splash of vanilla extract. And again, you just kind of measure this with your heart. I got this off of Amazon. This has less alcohol than regular vanilla extract does. So to me, I feel a little bit safer using it in things I'm not gonna cook. But if you're going to use just a splash of vanilla extract, it'll be okay. This is just vanilla bean extractive and water. So they add a little bit of water, but it's still super flavorful. I got this right off of Amazon. It is the Back to Basics. You can find a list of all like my Amazon favorite ingredients, Immersion Blender, things that I have that I found at thrift stores, that I found things that are really close to it on Amazon. You can find that on my website, weightlossrecipescookbook.com. It'll be, I think it's on the home page. There'll be a button that'll say, click here for my favorite Amazon baking gadgets and more. I think it's there. And then it's also on the shop page. So you can find that link there also. So we're going to just measure this with your heart. I'm going to do about a little bit less than a whole cap. And then we are going to mash this. I had a fork. Where'd it go? We're going to mash our banana with our blended chickpeas. Get it all nice and smooshed. You could mash your banana before you add it to the chickpeas, but it's not too bad because the chickpeas aren't like super slippery. So your banana doesn't like run away like it does with an egg. It's hard to mash a banana when you have an egg in there. So I like to mash my banana first. Make sure everything's nice and mixed. And hello, everybody joining on Instagram. It's so fun having you here. All right. So we have it all nice and mashed and mixed here. No big chunks of anything separated. Everything's nice and combined. So we're going to set this to the side. We'll come back to that. We're going to start on our creamy oat mixture. So you're going to need another bowl. I have a bowl right here. And this is just Greek yogurt on here. I made one of these so I can show you it after when it's been sitting in the fridge just a little bit. So we're going to add 1 ounce of uncooked steel-cut oats. You could use regular rolled oats. You could use quick oats. You could use Scottish oats. Any of your favorite oats you could use in this. I'm not sure if raw quinoa would work. I've never tried that. You could probably Google it. Be like overnight quinoa. I have heard you can soak quinoa. Never tried it, so don't like, oh no, you told me to try it, now it ruined. I have tried the steel-cut oats. These are good. So we're going to do 1 ounce of steel-cut oats. And this will be our full grain. This is our breakfast. And our next recipe will be lunch. Ooh, a little bit too much. I like to add the oats first because if I accidentally add too much, I can take them back out before we add our liquids. Because you got to add a little bit of liquid. There we go. 1 ounce. Now we're going to do 3 ounces water. I just put it in this little bowl. You can use hot water. I kind of prefer, I have a water cooler, and it does hot water. Oh, the wind. And that kind of helps the oats to get a little bit softer while it's sitting in the fridge overnight. So I'm going to do 3 ounces. I forgot to zero the scale, so we're going to go to 4 because I have my oats in here. Perfect. 4 ounces with the oats. So it should just be 3 ounces, just water. We don't want it too watery, but we want a little bit of water in there. And And then to make it super creamy, we are going to add 2 ounces of my favorite Greek yogurt. I get this at my local Aldi's. It's the whole milk Friendly Farms. It's 5% milk, and oh, is this the creamiest thing in the world? It is my favorite. The Walmart brand whole milk Greek yogurt is pretty close, but this still is the best. I can't find the Walmart brand whole milk Greek yogurt at my Walmart I always go to, but one that's a little bit farther away, I have found it there. So you can kind of, depending on the Walmart, every Walmart is so different. You never know what you're going to find there. So we're going to do 2 ounces plain Greek yogurt to our oats and water. Almost there. Perfect. 2 ounces. And then we're going to do, oh, Christy. Hello, Christy. Thank you for joining me today. So fun having you in my kitchen. Now we're going to do another splash of vanilla extract and another little pinch of salt to our oat mixture. Just a little bit. Probably not as much as I put in the chickpea mixture. Just to give it a little flavor. So like a little bit less than half a cup. I would guess it's about a 1/4 teaspoon, or just measure it with your heart. And then I put a pinch of salt in there, making sure we got everything. All right, now we're going to mix up our yogurt mixture, or our oat mixture with the yogurt and the water. Just kind of whisk it so there's no hunks of yogurt, which that would still be really tasty too, if there's a hunk of yogurt in there. You can't go wrong with any of these ingredients together. They're so yummy. All right, so it's nice and whisked, no big hunks. Perfect, we're gonna set that to the side now. You're going to need a large glass, or I have like a goblet, but I used one this morning, so it's dirty, and the other one's in the fridge, which I'm gonna show you after. So I'm just gonna find a really large glass. Let's use this one. This one will be perfect. You just need something that's really tall or nice and big. Lori, hello Lori, thank you for joining. So fun having you here. All right, so we are going to do half of our chickpea mixture in the bottom of this cup. And this will be like our crust. And this is no bake. You just stick it in the fridge, and then in the morning, breakfast is served. Isn't that fun? I kind of like that. It's fun. I had a question on Messenger today, which I haven't gotten back to yet because I was setting up for today. It takes a little bit to get everything together, make sure I know what I'm doing, make this look not like I woke up like 2 minutes ago, which I didn't. But to go on live, she asked, what is like your culinary background? Or how did you know how to make all this stuff? And how did you become like so creative? Did you go to school for it and things like that? So I'll answer you right here if you're watching. Otherwise, I will get back to your message in a little bit. Growing up, I actually hated cooking because it felt like you would cook something and then 5 seconds later it was gone. You went through all this work. It never really hit the spot. So it kind of felt useless and I hated it. I'm like, I never want to cook. It's just wasteful and it takes so much time. So we did a lot of TV dinners growing up as a kid, or like those ramen noodle packets. We did a lot of those, which those are so bad for you, so bad. They say one of those packets of ramen noodles is your full week of sodium intake. I used to eat one of those. And I guess I just saw this recently that the back of those, that's actually 2 servings, one of those packets. And I would eat one by myself for lunch, you know, as a kid. And now I'm like, oh, that's not much. And I wondered why I was overweight. Anyways, I hated cooking. I would do some of it, but I never really liked it. As we're going, we're going to do 4 ounces strawberries in here. I just have some frozen ones from Walmart. They're my favorite. Then we changed our diet and we ate really organic foods and just healthy, but still there was flour, still there was Friday cheat days. Then we cut out sugar flour and we started eating this way as a family. The guys are kind of on the edge, but us girls especially. And we were cooking every night and it was just so much. So then we started cooking every other night and we would make it for 2 meals, which was really nice. We still do that. But now I've kind of taken over because I really like cooking. Then I could not eat one more like just oatmeal, I was just done. I was gonna quit. I'm like, I can't eat this food anymore. We're gonna pour our oat mixture on top of this. And I saw a recipe for chickpea blondies. And I had been seeing some other recipes in the community of healthy recipes that you can eat. And I'm like, those look so good. I was trying some of those. And I'm like, Then I saw this recipe, and it was not sugar and flour free. I think it had like maple extract, but it was pretty healthy. And I thought, I can make that work for me. I'll just skip the cocoa powder, skip the chocolate, whatever, and make it my own. So I did that, and I experimented, and it came out really tasty. I was hooked. I started cooking. I've kind of learned as I go. I've Googled things. I'm just very experimentative, which I didn't know I was, but I found out, I learned a bit about myself through this process that experimenting is one of my favorite things because it's exciting. You never know how it's going to turn out. I've had most successes. I have had some flops where I'm like, meh, that was okay. So I've had no culinary background. My dad, he's a pretty good cook. He's made like pumpkin pies, that kind of stuff. My mom, she was a pro at casseroles, and she was a good cook also. I could make a mean box of mac and cheese. I was really good at that. And I could make like the best ramen noodles. But other than that, I was a horrible cook. Until now. Thank God for Google, and I found some cookbooks that I've gotten like inspired by, and I've been so inspired by you guys. I see things, and then I see other things, and I'm like, I can make that work for me. Like Reubens, I'm like, I could make Reubens. You just kind of see what's the basic of this, and you build off of that, and it's really fun. So you guys are growing with me. This is why I like really easy recipes, because I'm learning with you. I'm just really experimental, I guess. I like to try random flavors together. You never know. Jenny ordered Simply 14 Today Meal Plan book last week. Love your volume 8, so can't wait for this one to get here. Yay, Jenny! I'm so excited. Oh, Simply Delicious is simply delicious. It's so good. Some of my favorite recipes. There are overnight oats recipes in that too. So yummy. I'm so excited for it to arrive, and I'm so excited you love volume 8. That one's really tasty. I like that one too. Oh, so excited for you. Patty, you're so creative. Oh, thank you, Patty. Or experimentative. Creative, experimentative, I think they're the same. I really like variety, and I really like trying new things. So I'm always like, oh, what's around this river bend, or what's around this flavor combination? What happens if I put chickpeas in with water and Greek yogurt and oats? It's amazing. It's so good. So we have our oat mixture. We have half our chickpeas on the bottom. We're going to keep going with this now. I'm going to need this again. We added our strawberries to the center. We poured our oat and mixture on top. Oh, what cookbook should I start with? Oh, okay. So that's the hardest question I get asked all the time. Or I get the question, which one's your favorite? That's like picking your favorite from all your children. You can't really do that, even though you're like, I like that one's qualities. Oh, but I like that one's qualities. Oh, but I like those. So you could start with any cookbook. There's not like where you have to have this one to go to this one. You could start with any of them. They're all just recipes that can be made within their own cookbook. But I usually recommend starting with volume 1, because as you go through the volumes, you grow with me as I'm learning to cook also. So depending on that, or Cooking with Joy 1, because that's volumes 1 through 5 in one big cookbook. Then you get a big variety, over 300 recipes in one book. Or Simply Delicious. That would be a good one to start with if you're like a beginner and you need like a good meal plan and you want to learn how to like double recipes, which I have some of the dinner recipes in that I double, so you're not having to cook every night, because that's what I really got burnt out on. I'm like, I cannot cook every single night, so I batch cook for 2 nights. It's really nice. So yeah, Cooking with Joy, Simply Delicious, or volume 1. But you could start with any volume. You can find a recipe index and a food gallery on my website, weightlossrecipescookbook.com, and that might help you decide what volume would taste best for you, because everybody has such a different taste, which is really fun. And I like variety, so there's a little bit of everything in each cookbook. Okay, back to our oats. We're going to do the rest of our chickpea mixture on top of our strawberries here. This is kind of going to be like a soft cookie dough texture in the middle, which is so good because when you're eating it, you're like, oh, it's creamy. Seawalk52, thank you. You're welcome, and thank you for joining today. That is a great question. A hard question, but a good one. We're going to add this right on top of our mixture, and it's okay if it's sitting in the water. Just don't mix it in the liquid. It's not just water, but don't mix it in the liquid because we don't want it to get super soggy. But you can kind of poke it down a little bit because we're going to put yogurt on top of this. All right, now we're going to top this with 2 ounces plain Greek yogurt. So 0 the scale. I almost forgot to do that. It's easy to do. And then we're going to top it with 2 ounces, which is 1/4 of our protein. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. Perfect. Wow, 2 ounces right on the dot. That's satisfying. And then we're going to top it with another little pinch of nutmeg, so it's like a strawberry shortcake, which is delish. Then we're going to cover this and refrigerate overnight. So you could make this in a Tupperware if you want to, or what I like to do, since this cup is pretty narrow, I take a baggie and then I just put it on top, put it in the fridge, and leave it there overnight, which is super easy. So we're just going to do that and try not to get the yogurt because no yogurt left behind. I'm going to just pop this on top. And you can leave a little room at the top so it doesn't smoosh your yogurt like I just did a little bit, but that's okay. It's okay. Oh, Avi, when are you going to let your brother John cook with you? I'm still trying to convince him. He's pretty busy in the summer. He has a lawn care business, and I help him out here and there so I get nice and sweaty and get outside. But he's actually gone right now at his job, so he's kind of busy. But I am going to, one rainy day, I'm going to just grab him and be like, hey, John, food. A way to a man's heart is through meat, right? So we'll make something really meatful, and he'll cook with me. I have to convince him, though. That would be comedy hour. So then you're going to put this in the fridge for at least 10 hours to overnight because of steel-cut oats. If it's regular rolled oats, or even quick oats would be super fast. But regular rolled oats, at least 4 hours. But it's nice to just stick it in the fridge overnight. That's why it's called overnight oats, right? So easy. So I'm going to pop this in the fridge. Make sure it doesn't get knocked over in there. And we're going to start on to our next delicious creation. We're going to do these cookie dough bites. So don't be scared. It's not sugar or flour. It's not triggering. It's literally chickpea bites. But it just sounds better when you say cookie dough. So, because you can make chickpea cookies. And then you just don't cook these. You freeze them instead. It's really yummy. It's the texture is really good because it's a lot of banana in it frozen with the chickpeas. It's delicious. So we're going to start on that. We can use our same bowl with the chickpeas, less dishes. I'm always about using the same dishes if I can. Never use a raw recipe that you used with an egg because that's nasty. But this was just chickpeas, and we're going to do just chickpeas again. We are going to start with blending our chickpeas, which I already did. We already have blended chickpeas. So we're going to do 3 ounces. I have to take this out. Then 3 ounces chickpeas. We're going to put this in our bowl. And then the rest is I'm going to cover this, put it in the fridge, and then it's ready if I want to make something with chickpeas later. I could make blondies. I could add them to a soup. This is really good in soup. It's super creamy. It creams up the soup without adding dairy, which is kind of fun. Carrie Sherman, can you use chickpeas as your total protein? You definitely could. You could skip. So this one's for lunch, but the last one you could do all chickpeas. So instead of doing the Greek yogurt, you could do 6 ounces chickpeas as the top and bottom, and then don't top it and don't add the yogurt to the oat mixture. Or you could add the yogurt to the oat mixture, then that gets a little confusing. But yeah, you could use chickpeas as the whole protein, and it would still be just as delicious. Or you just could skip the yogurt and do something else as your protein. You could do some nuts. You could do some peanut butter drizzled on top if you like that. Or if you're just non-dairy or whole food plant-based, you could do that also. Or just use all chickpeas. That would be delish. Okay, we're going to keep going. So we have our 3 ounces chickpeas. Now we're going to add 4 ounces bananas. So this is where it gets really delish. So it's not going to be like super blueberry. It's going to be more like cookie dough bites. We're going to do 4 ounces banana. The riper your banana, the sweeter this will be. So don't do super green bananas because they can be kind of hard. Mary, hi Natalie. I received my cookbooks yesterday. This morning, yay! This morning I made the chickpea pancakes. Yum, yum. Thank you so much for all your beautiful recipes. Mary, I'm so excited. It's like Christmas when they arrive. I get just excited as you are. Probably not as excited because it's exciting getting things in the mail. But oh, those chickpea pancakes. I have leftover chickpeas. Wait, I already made breakfast. But yes, those are so good. Those are one of my favorites also. My mom even likes those. And she's not really a chickpea fan, but she likes those pancakes. They don't taste like chickpeas at all. They are so good. Wow, that banana is exactly 4 ounces. Satisfaction. Oh, Mary, so exciting. Oh, and thank you. You are so sweet. We're going to mash this up. Oh, wait, we need to add a couple more things. We're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Or you can measure this with your heart if you really like cinnamon. Just not too much. So I just have a spoon in here. The measuring spoon is in there somewhere. I added more cinnamon, forgot to take the measuring spoon out, and now I can't find it. So it's in there somewhere. So I have just a regular spoon. So I'm going to eyeball like 1/2 teaspoon. Yeah. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect with spices. Now we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of instant coffee. Now, you might be scared by instant coffee, but my sister does not like brewed coffee at all. She doesn't like any coffee. But she does like instant coffee. It does not taste like coffee at all, but it brings, Linda Steele said it perfectly, it brings a depth and a warmth to recipes, which it so does. Don't mind the cell phone going off. So we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of instant coffee. Then we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, or you can measure these with your heart. You could do a pinch. You could skip the instant coffee if you don't like instant coffee. Whew, that was a little bit more than 1/2 teaspoon, but that's okay because we measured it with our heart. I had some extra love going on. All right, then we're going to add a pinch of salt, always. And I like an 1/8 teaspoon or a little bit more. I like big pinches of salt. I kind of like the saltiness, sweet and salty. And then a pinch of nutmeg. Let's see. And now we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of peanut butter. If you don't like peanut butter, you could use almond butter. You could use any of your favorite butters or skip it. But this does add something to this. It adds like this beautiful, it's like adding butter to things. It enhances the flavor. So we're going to do a half an ounce. So 0.5 or 1/2 ounce. That was a perfect 1/2 ounce drizzle. That's fun. I just get this peanut butter at my local Walmart. It's the Walmart organic brand. It should not have oils in it. You do not need oils with peanut butter. It has its own natural oil separation. So this is just organic dry roasted peanuts and salt. That's it. You don't need anything else in your peanut butter. Make sure to check for sugars. They like to hide sugars in peanut butter, which is ridiculous. You don't need that in there. All right, now we're going to mash this mixture up. So we have our banana, our chickpeas, our seasonings, and our peanut butter. We're going to mash this up. I like to put a banana on top of the peanut butter so it doesn't all get stuck in my fork, because that's no fun, and then you have just a peanut butter fork instead of having it all in your delicious smush here. We're going to mix this up. Now this recipe will be for lunch because there's no grain in this, or you could do a grain with this and have this for breakfast. You could add some oats to this mixture if you wanted to, and then it would be like little oatmeal cookie dough bites. You don't even have to cook them, just raw oats. That would be delicious also. And And this is vegan and whole food plant-based friendly because there's no dairy, there's no oils. It's just chickpeas, which is fun, and some peanut butter. Oh, it smells so good. There was only smell-o-vision, and this isn't even cooked or anything. So it should kind of look like this nice, beautiful smoosh mixture. All right. Amy, Natalie, do you know who is speaking today at the Bible study tonight? So, exciting news. We are having Bible study tonight in our living room. No, in our back porch now because it's nice out. And we started a new series, which is really exciting. It's really stretching all of us. And the new series is called The Key to Prayer. So if you're always like, am I praying right? Why aren't my prayers getting answered? What is prayer? How do I pray? Do I pray like these people pray? Should I pray like this? How do I pray? We are learning all those things. We're learning the benefits of prayer, everything about prayer, which is really exciting. It's really stretching us all, teaching this, which is exciting. And I'll actually be sharing tonight, so if you would like to join me, it's at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, right in my back porch on the Love of God Family Church Facebook page. Or if you're personal friends with me, I share the live video also. It's a live stream and it's really fun. We start out with music and it's a homey atmosphere. It's interactive like this and it's just a fun time. So yeah, join me tonight. It's me and my family and it's just a fun time. Janice, what can you use instead of nutmeg? Allergies. Ooh, that's a good question. You could skip the nutmeg. Or you could do a pinch of cardamom. That's really tasty too. Or just skip the nutmeg. It would still taste just as delicious with the cinnamon and instant coffee and vanilla and salt. Lori, oh boy, this sounds so delicious. It is, and it's not finished yet. Sherry, what is the best way to get your chickpeas nice and thoroughly mashed? When using a small amount, I can't put them in the blender. Thanks. That's a great question. I like to blend a whole can at a time, or even 2 cans. Today I did 2 cans, which is really nice. And then the blender works. Otherwise, don't look at my messy drawer. Everybody has a messy drawer. I have this Immersion Blender. It was about $20 on Amazon, which isn't much, and I use this all the time. This is perfect for just blending like 3 ounces if you want just a little bits at a time. This disconnects, and then it came with a whisk. Some of them you can get other attachments like a milk frother, a food processor, like a little mini one. I have that. I don't really use that as much. I use this. It's good for soups. It's good for chickpeas. You can use it for like literally anything you want to blend up. That's my favorite thing. It's called an immersion blender or a hand blender on Amazon. If someone does not like banana, what can be used to replace that? Ooh, Robin, that's a good question too. I'm going to keep chatting while we go on to our next step. We're going to line you can use a muffin pan or you can use silicone liners. I'm going to use these, and I have mini ones and big ones. I'm going to do mini ones today because then they'll be literal little bites, and these are so cute. The original recipe, I used these ones, and I made, I think it was 6. So I'm just going to keep filling these with the chickpea mixture. And don't fill them all the way because we're going to put some blueberries on top. I'm going to put this on top of a pan so that I can weigh that whole thing. Let me grab my little mini pan here. Okay, so if you don't like banana, I get this question a lot, and it's not as hard as you think. There are many fruits instead of banana. Oh, someone on Instagram said you can use pumpkin instead of banana. You could use that. It would not be as sweet as banana, so I've never tried pumpkin in place of banana, but you could. It would have about the same texture. Otherwise, you can make an apple jam. You can find that recipe on my website, weightlossrecipescookbook.com, in the Pinterest recipes tab of the menu. And you make like your own apple jam. No sugar, no flour. And then you could use that in place. That would be just as delicious. You could even grate some apples, use that in this place. You could really dice super fine some apples and use that. Pears are a great banana replacement. They have kind of the same texture, and the flavor is not super strong, so they don't like take over the flavor of things. And they're nice and soft, so they would mash like a banana. So yeah, pears, apples, or you could do all blueberries. You could thaw some blueberries and mash that in with this. That would be delicious also, and then do some frozen ones on top. Let's see. Robin just ordered 2 of the books. Can't wait. Robin, I'm so excited. Thank you for your order. And yay, I'm so excited for you to get them. They're so fun. There's just so much variety in them. With 10 volumes, you can't, like, if you don't like certain flavors, there's 15 books to pick from. So you can't go wrong. That is so fun. I'm so excited for you, Robin. Sherry, okay, thank you. Cindy, peaches would be good to replace banana. Yeah, peaches would be tasty. To me, peaches are kind of like strawberries. Strawberries don't really taste very much to me. That's just me. And peaches don't. So I went on Amazon and they have peach extract. And that has really helped give the peaches a little bit more flavor. Even fresh peaches, I'm like, they're okay. But they would make a good replacement also. Sylvia, if you were to substitute banana for another fruit like apple or pear, how much apple or pear would make up for the banana? I would do the same. So if this is 4 ounces banana, I would do 4 ounces whichever other fruit you want. So you could do the pear, you could do the apple. I would do the same amount. And in other recipes also. I have also heard, if not triggering, you can use unsweetened applesauce in replace of bananas. And that's kind of the apple jam, but the apple jam's a little bit thicker, which I kind of like. But it's kind of a homemade applesauce kind of thing, but it's not a sauce because it's not blended. Janice, when do you add the blueberries? After we smudge all our mixture, filling these, then we'll top them with some blueberries. Or you could use your favorite fruit. You could do cherries. I like to dice cherries up smaller because they're quite big. And in these little baby cups, you can't do just 1 cherry in 1 cup. But you could do, if you're using the bigger cups, you could do a cherry in each. That would be delish. Or how much? 2 ounces cherries total. Robin, thank you so much. Love the idea of pear and apple. Yeah, those are good. They're very tasty. Let's see, what's other fruits? Oh, somebody said mango, if you're using like a tropical type food, that would be delish also to use mango. But like in a recipe like this, I don't know if I would use mango with the cinnamon and nutmeg kind of thing and the instant coffee. I don't know if mango would taste good. It might. You never know. It might kind of be, I know Christy, she did a TikTok and she did cinnamon on her watermelon. Now I have to try that because it looked so good. If you didn't follow Christy on TikTok, she's on there and she's so fun. But yeah, she did cinnamon on watermelon because I know salt on watermelon is so tasty. Never thought of cinnamon. Cinnamon's good on everything, right? Sylvia, awesome. Thank you. Smiley face with hard eyes. You're welcome, Sylvia. I love your questions. They're always so fun. It's a learning experience. Cooking is definitely a learning journey. I'm still learning. I did some mistakes early on, even like not even early on, but later where I'm like, oh yeah, this counts for this, right? For a while, I thought somebody said that coconut could be a protein, which it's not. It's a fat and a fat only, coconut flakes. So I found that out the hard way. But it's a learning journey. I didn't beat myself up. I just moved on. And I'm like, okay, it's a fat. And then you learn, live and learn. All right, I'm going to take a little bit from some of these and put them in this one. All right, let's see how many these made. So we have all of these extra, but that's okay. They're like cute little bites. There's something about mini foods. I like mini foods. I like mini spoons. Okay, so I did a little Amazon shopping, and I have to show you my little mini spoons that I got. They're new, and I really like them. Some of my family made fun of me because they're like, you need more mini spoons? Yes, you can never have enough mini spoons. Look at my mini spatula. I like little mini things. I don't know, it makes my food last longer. Let me show you my spoons. All right, I got these off of Amazon, and I think they're called iced tea spoons. I link them in my Amazon favorites, so if you want to go there, you can find them. They're so cute. It came in a 10-pack, and I like that it's nice and flat because then, like with the overnight oats, you can get to the bottom and your hand doesn't get all dirty. I really like it. And look at how little it is. It's just little. So it makes me eat my food slower because I'm a little bit of a scarfer. They're so cute. Thank you, Cindy. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mini little muffins. Don't look at my pan. It's, you know, pans get that way. But look at them. They're so cute. I'm going to put this whole thing on my scale. Sometimes my scale, if I put something too heavy, then it's like, ee, and then you have to take it off. So I'm going to flip this around. So we got the heavy stuff over here. 0 the scale. Now we're going to add our blueberries. We're going to do 2 ounces of blueberries to finish off our fruit. Or use your favorite fruits. You could use mixed berries. Norma's on here. Hi, Norma. Super cool. Like the long handle. Me too. I look for long-handled mini spoon, and this one came up. I really like the long handle. My brother, he's like, I really like your new spoons. They're good for spreading mayo. I'm like, yeah, they are. See, they're good spoons. I like them. Okay, we're going to do 2 ounces of frozen blueberries. They're a little bit thawed, so I'm just going to start with putting 1 in each, and then we'll just keep adding them to our little things till we get to 2 ounces. I'm really liking these silicone muffin things. They're non-toxic, and they are dishwasher safe. They also, let's see, they're dishwasher safe. Oh, and they don't taste like soap. I have gotten some silicone muffin things, and they taste like soap after a little bit, and I don't like that. But these don't. I got these on Amazon, also linked in my Amazon thing. I saw somebody else on TikTok who's into Whole Foods and not sugar flour free, but she's into non-toxic, and she posted these. So I'm like, well, let's see, because usually non-toxic, you're paying a lot of money. These weren't bad, and you get a lot of them, and they're really cute, and they come in a little cute package thing. So I really like these, and they're nice because you freeze it, and then they pop right out. Super easy. Mary Lou, it's so great that we can find so many things we need on Amazon. Yes, thank God for Amazon. Being in small town Minnesota, I would be missing out on so much if I didn't have online shopping, because there's just so many things. Puff Kamut, I would be spending so much money trying to get that locally because it's expensive. I get a couple bags on Amazon because I really like Puff Kamut, and so does everybody else, so it's not just me eating it. Tina, hi Natalie, I love the spoons. Thank you, Tina. Hi, welcome. Okay, so each of these got about 3, except for one. One got 4. That's the special one. So there we go. We have these, so you can press them in there a little bit if you like, or just leave them on top. I'm just going to press them in a little bit. It helps so they don't roll away when you put them in the freezer. I'm going to put this inside of a Tupperware so it doesn't get like, you know how you can leave things in the freezer and it'll get the freezer taste, takes on everything in the freezer? We don't want that. So I'm going to put this in a Tupperware with a cover on top. I'm going to freeze these overnight. Or you could freeze them about 4 to 6 hours. You could make this in the morning, and then at lunchtime they'll be perfect and ready to go. And then for lunch, you get to eat all of these, and you get 1/4 of a protein, a fat, and 6 ounces vegetables for a complete lunch. It's a good lunch. It's a big lunch. So you could have your vegetables with your fat and 1/4 of a protein, or you could top these with some more Greek yogurt if you want to. The possibilities are endless. Or you could have these for breakfast. You could add a grain to it or have a grain on the side, and then you'd get 1/4 of a protein, and that's a full breakfast. How fun. All right, I will show you my, I made the overnight oats before this started, so I'll show you what it looks like in, I don't know, has it been like half an hour or so? Sitting there about an hour maybe. All right, here it is. This one I used mixed berries instead of all strawberries because it's just what I had in my freezer. And I covered it with the baggie, which works perfect. It has thickened a little bit. Here, I'll come up close. So here we have the chickpea mixture. Then we have the berries. Then we have the oat mixture, which kind of seeped in, and then there's chickpea mixture in the middle, and then we topped it with Greek yogurt and nutmeg, like we did with the other one. And this is, I got this goblet thing, this glass at the dollar store. And then with your long spoon, look at that. Your hands will never get icky. It's just perfect. You can fit that in there, get to the bottom, get the good chickpea, like cookie doughness. This, I'm so excited for breakfast tomorrow. This is one of my favorite things. And then we have our chickpea bites, our cookie dough bites, and we have our delicious strawberry shortcake overnight oats. So delish. I'm so excited. These are two of my favorite things that you can make with chickpeas, which are so fun to use. My favorites, always canned chickpeas. You could use cooked chickpeas or soaked chickpeas. I'm not sure. Just make sure that they're soft. Soaking them, I think you do have to boil them. But if you do like cook them, like legit cook the beans like on the package, then you could use those in place and just blend them up. And then you have this delicious meal right here. Breakfast and lunch, all done. And you can make, this one is vegan, whole food, plant-based. This one you could skip the dairy, and like on Instagram, she asked if you could use all chickpeas. You definitely could, and it would be delish. 6 ounces instead of all the yogurt. So fun. This is such a fun time together. We'll have to find out what we're going to make next week. It'll be something fun. I'll be posting the recipes in the next couple of days. I'll be posting one tomorrow morning and then posting another one soon. It's coming. I haven't put it together yet, and I'll get some time to do that. But yes, both the recipes will be coming soon. Norma, oh, she's a little cat going, meow, feed me. Yes. Well, this is my breakfast and lunch. Make one too. Make one of these and post it. That would be so fun to see. Jenny, thank you. Thank you for joining me on Instagram, and thank you for joining me on Facebook. You can find the replay of this and more, and recipe index, the recipes once they're posted, and all the fun stuff on my website, weightlossrecipescookbook.com. I'm also on TikTok, which has been really fun. I'm on Instagram. I've been posting recipe things. I'll be posting recipe videos on both those places also. You can also find me on YouTube at Weight Loss Recipes Cookbook on YouTube. On TikTok is the only one that's different. It's Weight Loss Recipes Cook. I ran out of characters. It only let me go to cook, so it's Weight Loss Recipes Cook. The rest are Weight Loss Recipes Cookbook. Find me on all the places. I'm on Pinterest also. I post the recipes there. Sherry, thank you. Janice, great way to spend an hour. Thanks, Natalie. Thank you, Janice, for joining me all the way from sweaty Canada with sweaty Minnesota today. We could both, hey, sweating's good. It does toxins. I heard another one. Sweat is just fat crying. So just say, bye-bye, fat. You can go away now. That's great. Oh, Janice, thank you, Natalie. It's always great to spend Friday afternoons with you. Thank you for joining me, Janice. I love spending my Fridays with all of you. It is so fun. Sandy, love you, Natalie. Love you too, Sandy. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting me. It is so fun to always be together. And remember, you're only one thought away from a good day. Just change your thought, and you change your day. It's that easy. Feelings are just thoughts in action. You just change your thoughts, it changes your feelings, and then it changes your actions, it changes your life. Isn't that freeing? You don't have to be moved by your circumstances and feelings. Oh, that definitely set me free when I heard that. So join us tonight, also 6:30 p.m. right in my back porch. It is a beautiful evening. We start out with music. It'll be a fun time. We are learning the key to prayer, and it's so fun. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Love of God Facebook page. No, Love of God Family Church Facebook page. All right. I will let you go. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will be back next week right here. We're going to be cooking up some more delicious things. We'll see what the weather's going to be like next week. I don't know. We might get snow. It's Minnesota. You never know. It'll be fun. It'll be an adventure, just like cooking. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me with joy. Natalie.